Hey everybody, welcome to Big Valley Living. Tonight this is going to be a quick, simple recipe. In the late 80s I lived in Syracuse, New York, so if you live in New York, you know about salt potatoes. And they're super creamy, they're super small, so if you're growing potatoes and you don't know what to do with those little guys, this might be your thing. 3 ingredients. 3, not 6, 3. So we have patriotic potatoes. We're gonna make patriotic Syracuse salt potatoes. And it uses potatoes. We're gonna use fine sea salt. You can use table salt if you want, or whatever salt you wish. Because there's quite a bit. This will be right around a cup, 3/4 of a cup to a cup. And 7 cups of water, and into the Instant Pot they'll go, and they're creamy deliciousness. About this size right here are scrumptious. Okay, so this is off. There's no heat or anything. I'm gonna add the salt, which I went a little over 3/4 of a cup because I got 3 pounds of potatoes. So I'll put that in there. Then we have that 7 cups of water, but we don't want to add it all. We only want to add a couple of cups. So right about there. And then we want to stir this up until that salt is dissolved. And then we'll be back. So, one suggestion maybe is use warm water, and this might dissolve a little quicker. Sea salt will take a little bit more time than regular table salt, but you can use either. I just wanted to use sea salt because it's nice and salty. So for these potatoes, we took and washed all of these off, made sure that there was nothing nasty or anything, no bad eyes, no bad pieces. And so these are ready to go. Want to make sure that everything's covered. And if it floats, I mean, that counts as covered, right? So I think they have right about the right amount of space. These are really the perfect size, in my opinion, for salt potatoes. Okay, so we're gonna take and make sure that we are set to seal. This is down, of course it is, there's no pressure. We're gonna just put this right on top here. Line up your arrows, right? So we're gonna do pressure cook. Custom, ours is custom. And we're gonna go 8 minutes. And we're already set to high here. So now we're gonna say start. So as you can see here, it's preheating. So once it goes through these 3 steps, it will actually be at where it's gonna pressure cook here. So this time doesn't count for our 8 minutes. So once it gets to where it's up to pressure and everything, then it'll be 8 minutes and it'll say, hey, I'm done. And at that point, we'll do a quick release and be done. Okay, so it just finished a minute ago. You can see that that pressure valve is still up. So what I'm going to do is take and turn this on that wonderful Lazy Susan and do a quick release. So this will sit here and vent for probably 5 minutes. Okay, so we can see the valve has gone down. Can't remember what the heck that thing's called. Now we'll open this bad boy up. Make sure when you open this up, you open it up away from yourself, and no facials today. Not for me anyway. There's another step here that we have to do, and that is to take these potatoes out. Just kind of grab a hold of them and put them over into the bowl.
Could we use the spider for this if we wanted to?
And we could. Actually, I'll demonstrate that now. And actually, this is probably the easiest way is with a spider. And some of the bigger potatoes appear that they kind of broke apart. However, you can see those little guys.
They'll still taste good.
Oh yeah, they'll be really good. I'm gonna let these just sit here for just a few minutes because these are roasting hot. But you can see that they're already starting to get kind of like a white film, which is really salt, around them. So we've let these sit just for a bit, and you may be able to see where, you know, this is the purple or blue.
They're powdery looking on the outside, right?
Yeah, they are. And you can kind of actually see little salt crystals on the outside of them, which is pretty awesome because that's so good. The dip for salt potatoes is butter. So you can do it one of two ways. You can take the 4 tablespoons of butter and pour it over the top of it, serve it, boom. Or you can take and split that up and put it into little cups and just dip it in and eat it at that point. That's up to you. Man, these things are so darn good. So we'll go ahead and put our plates together. We're having salt potatoes and amazing buffalo chicken wings together, which is an amazing meal. Reminds me of upstate New York from like the late 80s when I lived out there. This is super good. That is pure numminess right there. So just take one of these bad boys into the butter. Creamy. Nice little hint of salt in there. Absolutely delicious. It's so good. And then you pair it with these bad boys here. If you want to know how we make these wings, you know, leave a comment down below and say, I'd like to see those wings. Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate you. If you haven't, if you'd subscribe, like, or share with your friends, I really appreciate it.
Sure looks good, babe.